Could your season have gotten any better than it has so far?
Well, I think, from an overall perspective, it was absolutely perfect from the 450 class, of course. And I think the Lights guys had a great season and a great, for Marvin, kind of a first full rookie season. It was really good, and Ken got a chance to see kind of, where he stands and get a bunch of good results in the Lights class. I think we have still some things we can do there overall, but generally speaking, now it's really time to make good business out of it and do something that we've been wanting to do for a long time, and take the name KTM and the brand and the products and bring them to that next level from an overall perspective in the market, where you go to the local motocross track and a guy's stoked to see you on a KTM.
Okay, who gets a bigger bonus? The guy that designed and engineered the motorcycle, or the guy that hired Roger DeCoster?
Yeah, both of those guys need huge bonuses as far as I'm concerned, you know what I mean? Ultimately, for us here in the States, we're really, really thankful for everything those guys did. And ultimately what it comes down to is when they made a motorcycle that we felt like we could come and win motocross and supercross in the States on, and you get a guy like Roger who can help them do that, really put the input all the way up in R&D, and they're listening, it's a beautiful thing. And having been with KTM, this is my 16th year, so being able to see it come from where we were back in the late 90s and now to see where we are now, and the guys that actually want to talk to you and don't turn a cold eye, that's a good thing. It's really neat to be a part of.
So how often do people want Roger to kiss their babies because anything he touches turns into gold?
I'll tell you what, that guy, you walk through the pits with him, just trying to walk just to a car, and you get stopped all the time. It's like amazing the amount of fan base he comes with, and he's such a reserved person. He doesn't make a big deal of it. He just goes out and likes to work. And I really have to say that probably the most I've learned from any one person in the past 5 or 6 years at KTM has come from Roger. Just watching how he interacts with people and how much he doesn't let that get to him and how much willingness he has to put in the long, hard hours at the office. It's absolutely unbelievable. And when you see that, then you can understand how that guy's career is developed into what it is. And that's what the people I think really want to be a part of. And they know that it comes with hard work. The guy just is amazing in it. And as much as he's accomplished it, he still has a fire to still go out and try and accomplish more. It just blows my mind. I'm really thankful for every day I get a chance to work.
So you're his boss, you sign his paychecks, kind of?
No, that's not a fair statement.
But the paparazzi follow him around and not you around.
No, we don't worry about the paparazzi anyway. Any of us worry about the paparazzi. I mean, ultimately, the motocross effort, and one of the things that makes it successful is that we're very directly aligned with KTM in Austria. So we try and not have any barriers or boundaries or anything like that. Ultimately, the motocross and supercross effort here in the United States is considered an international effort. So ultimately, he gets so much support from those guys that's really what's making it be successful. So we're just happy to be part of that team.
So his job is winning, your job is to sell the motorcycle.
We got to make a good business from it. Yeah. Absolutely. Their job is to go out and win races, and then our job is to go turn that into a good business for KTM, whether it be, from a sales, marketing, or just a general business perspective. We're trying to bring the recognition of the brand to a higher level and bring the number of motorcycles that are out at the track more and more orange, and bring the number of guys, especially the young kids, when the young kids are coming in, we want them to start orange, and we don't want to lose them. We want to keep, paint the world orange all the way around.
Now, what about the people who wanted to see Dungey ride a two-stroke SX250?
They should have come to our dealer show. It was so cool to see Ken and Marvin on 125s and Ryan on a 252-stroke running around Hangtown, which was where we had our dealer show. It was absolutely the coolest thing, and you could see their smile through their helmet, for sure. It was absolutely cool. That was also one of those special moments you don't forget,
So if Ryan goes 1-1 at Donations, it'll just be icing on the cake?
Absolutely. From a KTM perspective, we've had a lot of guys be pretty competitive at Donations, but never on the American team like we have now. So, and it's also pretty interesting that every one of our factory riders that are on this team here, racing in the U.S. Nationals, are going to be representing their country at Donations. So every one of our guys on our team is going to be a key player in their own country's efforts, and that's a new thing for us.
Who do you root for? Do you root for Caroli, or do you root for Dungey, or do you have to make sure they're one?
Well, that's the nice thing now. I don't have to worry about that particular one. I root for the guy on a KTM, and I'm an American at heart, and I'm from the other state that starts with an M, and you got to root for the good old boy from the States. I can't help that one, and now that he's on a KTM, I don't have to do it in secret anymore, right?
Right. Awesome. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Thanks, guys.